Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, April 14th. We have all you need to know about international students' visas being revoked, as well as more on a discrimination lawsuit from a former Penn State employee.
We also have updates on a helicopter crash in New York, along with entertainment, sports, weather, and an interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jordan Spagnolli.
And I'm Cailey Thalman. WPSU reports that at least 14 Penn State students has their visas revoked, according to a letter sent by the interim vice provost of Penn State Global. The letter said that the university is committed to supporting and assisting international students, scholars, and faculty. When the university knows a student's visa is being terminated, staff from Penn State Global contact the student, connect them with legal support and additional campus resources, and help them explore options to continue their education. Penn State Global advises all international students to carry up-to-date visas or proof of status and to exercise caution when traveling outside the United States.
A former Penn State employee has filed a lawsuit against the university claiming discrimination after his request for a religious exemption from COVID-19 testing was denied. Zachary Rakoven, who worked remotely as a multimedia specialist, was exempt from the vaccine mandate but still required to undergo weekly testing. He says the testing requirement conflicts with his evangelical Christian beliefs. Rakoven's request was denied and he was later fired. The lawsuit includes 3 counts of religious discrimination, 2 counts of retaliation, and is seeking damages.
Center County's Kepler Barn has stood west of Pine Grove's Mill for about 200 years. The structure is believed to have served as a landmark through all but the first 4 U.S. presidents, but it is at risk of being demolished. The great-great-great-granddaughter of the farm's early owners, Vicki Kepler Dedato, is teaming up with the Historic Barn and Farm Foundation of Pennsylvania to raise money to save the barn. Penn State, who purchased the property in 2006, has given organizers a deadline of June 1st to raise $500,000, or the barn will be demolished.
Penn State saw some of its graduate programs' rankings improve in the U.S. News & World Report's recently released 2025 Best Graduate School Rankings. Penn State rose 1 spot in education, Dickinson Law rose 16 spots in law school rankings, and Penn State's Ross and Carol Ness College of Nursing earned national recognition for the first time. Penn State says they're pleased that the graduate programs continue to achieve strong rankings across diverse fields of study. What can students expect outside this week? Student meteorologist Hannah George is live in the studio with this week's forecast. Hannah?
Thanks, Jordan. A pretty nice day overall. So you definitely have seen some warmer temperatures compared to what a lot of this last week was like. Currently, we're sitting at about 68 degrees like there. That feels like is 68 as well. Pretty cloudy out there, but still a beautiful day and some peaks of sun. You can see across the state at the moment, everyone is kind of in those upper 60s. Some people even the 70s. We see places like Pittsburgh, Bradford, Johnstown, all peaking at that 70 mark today. You can see across the country here, there is a bit of a warming happening down south, and we're getting a little bit cooler up north. And I hate to tell you this, but that cool is going to move on into State College in just a bit here. But today we can still soak up these temperatures that are about 8 degrees warmer than average here in State College. Places like Pittsburgh, though, are about 14 degrees warmer, along with some other places that are in those teens. And you can see yesterday was a pretty average day for this time of year in April. And we've warmed up, like I mentioned, that's about comparable to what yesterday was. So yesterday is what we should be seeing. Today is a little bit warmer. Bit of a taste of that before moving to the coolness. Also happening out there that's pretty nice is these clear skies. Like I mentioned, some clouds, but no rain really happening. We see a lot of the country's pretty dry at the moment, though there is this system that will touch Pennsylvania as we move into the later hours of today. You can see it kind of skim its way on through, but we should be safe from that here in State College for now, though. But tomorrow we will start to see these scattered showers move on in throughout the day. Those will stay as showers. I know you're seeing that blue up there, and I know it's a little scary, but that likely won't be touching us here in State College. But we will definitely be seeing precipitation throughout the next couple of days here. You can see as we move into Wednesday as well. That precipitation moves on out by the end of the day, and Thursday we are left with some pretty clear skies, and the temperatures will start to warm up. Our lowest is probably going to be about tomorrow as far as temperatures go. Like I mentioned, though, we are going to be a little bit warmer. Here is your forecast for Wednesday. You can see that high of 45 degrees here in State College. I know that is real scary, but like I said, I promise we're going to warm up. You can see here our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. We are in that reddish area here in State College. A majority of the country, except for those far west places, are going to be warmer over the next 6 to 10 days. Taking a look back on tonight, though, a low of 49 degrees, mostly cloudy out there, not too windy, but tomorrow we'll wake up with those lower temperatures. We'll be seeing a high of 54. Showers and pretty breezy out there for the most part. Those showers, they might be pretty brief, but they'll still be out there, and it'll still be very windy, as you can see, so it'll feel a lot cooler than that 54 degrees. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast here, like I mentioned, tomorrow and Wednesday are going to be the coolest days we see for a brief moment here. Wednesday with that high of 45, but Thursday we pick right on back up with that high of 57. Moving into Friday, we see that increase even more, a high of 65 on Friday. Saturday, 73, warm and pretty rainy though, but we got to take advantage of those warm temperatures, though they will stick around for a brief moment here as we see 60s on Sunday and Monday as all. So overall, we're going to see that little bit of coolness, but we'll start to get more mild and even warmer, if you will, which will be a nice touch as we end April. Back to you, Jordan.
Thanks, Hannah. Now stick around because after the break, Jenna Wisman will have the latest in sports.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Jenna Wisman with your sports update. Penn State women's lacrosse defeated number 22 USC on Sunday in Panzer Stadium. It was senior day for the Nittany Lions, and the 16-8 win marked their 5th straight Big Ten victory. It might have been senior day, but sophomore Cailey McKinney and junior Erica Ho were dominant throughout the entire game. McKinney tallied 5 points on a goal and 4 assists, while Ho won 14 draw controls and scored 4 goals on the day. Penn State moves to 7-7 overall and will wrap up the regular season on the road where they'll take on Johns Hopkins. Speaking of Johns Hopkins, number 8 men's lacrosse downed the number 19 Blue Jays in Panzer Stadium on Saturday by a score of 10-4. Senior Matt Trainer took charge for Penn State, matching a career high of 7 goals. He wouldn't stop there as he went on to tally 4 ground balls and an assist in the contest. The victory marked Penn State's 2nd consecutive conference win and moves the team to 8-3 on the season. Penn State will close out the regular season on Friday night in Panzer, where they will celebrate their senior night against Rutgers. After 17 tries, Rory McIlroy has finally got himself a green jacket. The 35-year-old from Northern Ireland won the 89th Masters tournament on Sunday in playoff against Justin Rose. McIlroy struggled early on in the tournament, but was able to come back and went 1 over 73 to finish under 11 on Sunday. Rose also finished 11 under, chasing McIlroy down to force the first playoff at the Masters since 2017. McIlroy threw his putter in the air and fell to his knees in happiness. He became just the 6th golfer in history to accomplish a career Grand Slam, winning the Masters, Open Championship, U.S. Open, and PGA Championship. The Los Angeles Clippers earned a key victory on Sunday over the Golden State Warriors in overtime by a score of 124-119. This overtime win secures the Clippers the 5th seed in the Western Conference. LA was down by 12 in the first half, but with help from Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, they were able to turn things around. Leonard tallied 33 points and 7 assists on the game, while Harden tallied a game-high of 39 points and 10 assists. As the 5th seed, the Clippers are set to face the Denver Nuggets in the first round of playoffs. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Lily Pergola has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Lily Pergola with your entertainment update. 5-time Grammy winner Brandon Lake has announced his 48-city tour will stop at the Bryce Jordan Center in May 2026. The contemporary Christian artist will partake in his 4th tour promoting his new album, Kings of Hearts. Lake has previously spent 16 weeks at #1 on Billboard's Hot Christian Songs chart and all-genre Billboard Hot 100 chart debut. Fans can listen to King of Hearts on June 13th. Tickets are on sale to the public on April 24th at 10 a.m. Another singer-songwriter, Mindy Smith, is prepping for a performance tomorrow at the State Theater. The Nashville artist, who received her first all-record deal after her cover of Dolly Parton's Jolene went viral, will now present her new album, Quiet Town. Quiet Town, which was released last year, will now be played live for fans tomorrow at 8 p.m. Fans can hear songs like Quiet Town, Jericho, and Jacob's Ladder. Smith will also play her beloved tracks from her previous albums during her live performance. Tickets can be purchased through the State Theater's website. Mark Ronquillo joined the Belisario College earlier this year, and he's using his expertise to help Penn State students. Lily McAfee has all the details on a lecture held by Professor Ronquillo. Lily?
Thanks, Lily. Last week, I had the chance to attend an inspiring lecture held by one of Penn State's very own. The lecture aimed to prepare students for the business world and instill a more confident mindset within the audience. Let's take a look. Traveling the globe and working for a large advertising company out of New York, Professor Mark Ronquillo has a lot of experience in the business world and is now preparing students for that world. On Thursday, he shared his knowledge with the next generation.
This is Lily McAfee, and today I had the pleasure of listening to Professor Mark Ronquillo's lecture titled, Probably the Most Honest Lecture Ever Given to College Students Who Want to Be Happier in the Business World. This lecture not only managed to interest everyone in the room, but left them all with something to think about and implement into their own lives.
Professor Ronquillo has genuinely done it all. He started the talk off stating that he was on academic probation for the first 2 years of college, and then he earned a spot on the dean's list the following 2 years. He told the audience that everyone's qualified and to be hard to forget. He continues to state to have the vision, be forward, be observant of your surroundings, and to not stress about being perfect.
The need to stand out from the rest of the candidates, not just based on academic achievement and clubs, but little soft things, connection points. Take every opportunity you can to research who you're talking to, find out their interests, and not in a creepy way, but figure out what's a common thing for us to talk about.
After listening, his words inspired students to not blend in, but to blend out. That no matter how your grades are right now, that one can achieve their goals. Use the fact that you go here to your advantage, make connections, seize every opportunity given, and again, overall, be you. I truly hope everyone listening feels a little more prepared and a little inspired after hearing what he had to say. Take those words to heart and seize the world out there. Now back to you, Lily.
Thanks, Lily. In national news, California's biggest outdoor music festival, Coachella, is back. Week 1 of the festival concluded last night, and boy, it was an incredible lineup. Friday's big headliner, Lady Gaga, had an amazing set where she performed songs from her album Mayhem. This was Gaga's return back to the Indio Festival since 2017, and the singer paid homage to her past. Benson Boone paid homage to the rock band Queen and brought out Queen band member Brian May for the performance of Bohemian Rhapsody. Day 2 had an electric lineup with Green Day, Charlie XCX's Brat Event, and Travis Scott. Day 3 closed out with Post Malone, Megan Thee Stallion, and Tiesto. The headliners will return to the desert next week for round 2 of the festival. Viewers can live stream the performances on Coachella.com. Grey's Anatomy and Euphoria star Eric Dane has announced he was diagnosed with ALS this past weekend. Dane, who notably played Dr. Mark Sloan and Cal Jacobs, told the public he's in good spirits. ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a rare disease that causes progressive paralysis in the muscles. Dane did say despite his diagnosis, he will be continuing to work on the hit HBO show, which will be filming its 3rd and final season on April 14th. According to People magazine, the star said, quote, "I'm grateful to have my loving family by my side as we navigate this next chapter," end quote. And that's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, Neela Azami will be speaking with Josh Condi, the campaign director for NG Entertainment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Neela Azami, joined alongside Josh Condi, the campaign director for NG Entertainment. Thank you so much for joining us today, John.
Of course, it's nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. So, just to get started, can you tell me a little bit about NG Entertainment and more specifically what it is that you guys do?
Of course. NG Entertainment is a startup that was created in State College specifically for State College artists. And we work with artists to bolster their numbers and their in every way possible, giving them more streams and more exposure as artists.
Awesome. And what's your specific position like, and how did you tell us a little bit how you got involved with that?
Right now, I'm the campaign director for NG Records. So I oversee a multitude of campaigns, everything from the beginning of conceptualizing an idea and working with the artists on their tracks, and all the way to the very end where we turn that into an entire promo and have a drop for a track.
Nice. Have you always liked this type of stuff? Have you always been into it?
I've always been into music. Since I was little, I played piano. Both my parents were very involved in music. And recently I changed to telecommunications, and I found a love for the music industry.
That's awesome. That's so fun. So this is kind of like the perfect thing for you. You get like your music passion with it, and you get to be a part of something here at school too.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've had like a sense of good community through doing NG Records as well, or NG Entertainment, sorry?
Of course. NG Records, I hate to say when people are like, it's a family first, but it's more of a group of friends too. We're doing something because we love doing it, and we truly are proud of what we're making. So it doesn't feel like it's work. It doesn't feel like I'm sitting down at a corporate job and logging in and out of work every day. I'm doing what I love and doing it with people that I like as well.
Awesome, and it's like a community. That's great. And I was gonna actually ask about the name a bit, because I know there's been two things. It's changed recently from NG Records to Entertainment. Has it changed recently?
Yeah, so recently it just changed from NG Records to NG Entertainment. So we're kind of branching out from just record label to being able to do more in maybe the club space or the event space.
Right.
And NG Records, the name itself, actually started as an oxymoron. NG stands for notoriously good. So a lot of the things we want to portray is, you know, when somebody says like a beat is sick or that person's a baddie, they use a bad connotation of a word to describe something that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do with the record label.
Oh, that's so interesting. Wow. It's like I wouldn't even think of that. So it has like such a deeper meaning than just like, oh, you just think of it NG. That's really cool. And how do you see NG Entertainment running for the next like couple of years and for the time? Is there like a future you guys see within, what is the envisionment within the next couple of years?
So NG Records originally started as a passion project and is turning towards something bigger now, where after this summer or during the summer, NG Records is splitting up, and half of NG Records is going to New York to try and pursue it full time. And the other half is staying in State College, and I'm going to become the president next semester of the State College branch. Awesome. And we're looking towards more artists, bigger venues, bigger collaborations, and turning it into a profitable business that can hopefully make it so some of these artists can pursue what they're doing full time.
Definitely. That's awesome. Good for you, and congratulations on that position. What would you say someone that wants to be a part of NG Entertainment, like what do you guys look for within an artist or just help within the company? Is there like something specific you guys look for?
Yeah. Obviously, number one is passion. People that are doing things because they love the craft and not just because they want the glitz and glamour that comes with, you know, fame. So specifically people that, like, for example, Ben Gates, one of the R&B artists that I manage right now, he started just by making music in his own room, and he continually, whenever he makes tracks, he thinks about the lyrics and puts a lot of time and effort into like the double entendres that he makes and the rhyming and the deeper meaning behind things. And for him, that's what comes first, not all of the end products. Right. And where he's going to be in 5 years and if he's going to be some big R&B artist. He's doing it because he truly just enjoys and loves making music.
Right. It's not so much about like the incentive of like, yeah, because I feel like an industry like this has so many perks, but it takes so much work and so much to go to it. So when you're looking just through passion and like what you want to do, I think it's hard to separate those, but I'm glad that you look for that. Is there a piece of advice you would give someone like looking to want to come to NG Entertainment at all in the future?
Of course. We're looking to expand as of next semester. So we are looking for new artists, but we're looking for specifically driven people, people who have the grit and have the love for what they're doing so much that even the beginning's hard for everyone. Everybody starts at square one, and a lot of people give up after their first or second track that doesn't do too well. But the people that continually come back and look to maybe even explore a new sound or do something new and not stay the exact same, those are the type of people that we want.
So it's like that passion and drive. Well, I love that. Thank you so much, Josh, for taking the time to tell me about yourself and also NG Entertainment as a whole. I really appreciated talking to you today.
Of course. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. Thank you so much. Now stick around because coming up next, Cailey and Jordan will have the latest news from across the nation.
A New York helicopter crashed into the Hudson River last week, killing all 6 people on board. The company offers tourists a bird's eye view of the Statue of Liberty, Central Park, and the Manhattan skyline. It had a close call in 2013, has gone through bankruptcy, and faces ongoing lawsuits over alleged debts. Just this January, it was sued for over $1.4 million by a company claiming it wasn't paid for a leased chopper. The business said in a statement on Friday that it was profoundly saddened by the crash and referred any media inquiries to investigators.
A federal judge has ordered the White House to restore full press access to the Associated Press, ruling that the government cannot exclude journalists based on their editorial decisions. This decision comes after the AP was barred from covering presidential events, including those in the Oval Office and aboard Air Force One, due to its refusal to adopt President Trump's directive to rename the Gulf of Mexico. The court affirmed that the First Amendment prohibits viewpoint-based discrimination in press access. The White House has a week to respond or appeal. However, the AP was barred from an Oval Office news conference earlier today.
This year, a bill is likely to make history establishing Indigenous Peoples Day in Montana by law after 10 years of failed attempts. Lawmakers have presented different reasons for their opposition, including taking issue with past legislation that would have eliminated Columbus Day. The updated bill allows people in Montana to celebrate either or both holidays. Senator Shane Morijo says the day celebrates the ancestral lineage of the Montanans. Native Americans make up 6.7% of Montana's population, and the state is home to 12 tribal nations and 7 reservations.
A convicted killer who was mistakenly released from a Georgia jail has been captured after a 2-week manhunt. Cathan Guzman was mistakenly freed from Clayton County Jail on March 27th due to a paperwork error. He was convicted in October 2024 for the murder of his girlfriend and sentenced to life in prison without parole. After his unauthorized release, Guzman was located and arrested without incident at his mother's home in Florida by the U.S. Marshals Service. The Clayton County Sheriff's Office is investigating the cause of the error. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.